I'm Rom and I'm the founder of Nava Management, a business development and management company. And this is part one of time management. How actually start managing your time. And we're starting with the most basic tool, which is your calendar. Because most people think that their calendar is a great use only for meeting and appointments, but that's not time management. Your calendar should show you the reality of where your time is actually going. So if you're someone who's consistently feels busy and you have a million things on your to do, and you're someone that gets to the end of the day wondering, what did I do? What did I do with my day? Where did my day go? This is where I want you to start. So, step one, I want you to open your calendar. Yes, 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 open your calendar if you have it printed, if it's in your computer. I want you to open your calendar and look at your week. So, before you add anything, I want you to put in everything that's already fixed: your working hours, your meetings, your appointments, personal commitments, driving time, anything that is already requires your time. Why we're doing this? Because before you plan what you're gonna do, you need to understand how much time you actually have. When I meet clients that something in their life actually changes. I don't know. If I have a businesswoman that, she got pregnant, she gave birth, and now she has a baby, then she's like, okay, my entire life changed, right? What can I do now? I don't have the time to do the same things as I used to, and I have my commitments and I have to give that time. So, what we do in many, many times is this step exactly. We may think you have 8 hours tomorrow, but if you have 3 hours of meeting and an hour of driving and a lunch break, you don't have 8 hours, right? You have maybe 3 to 4 hours to actually working time. And that is your real capacity. I want you to pause the video and I want you to really fill everything up in your calendar, let's say for the past 3 days. Okay, I'm glad you're back. Step number two would be understand calendar versus tasks. So, this is one of the biggest mistakes I see because your task list tells you what you need to do, and your calendar tells you when you're going to do that. So, finish proposal is a task, but Tuesday, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., finish proposal is a plan. So, if something is important and requires real time from you, give it a place on your calendar. Step number three, block your time. Now, I want you to look at the available time you actually have. And I want you to ask yourself, what are the most important things I need to get done? And start blocking time for them. Not every tiny task needs its own calendar event, right? You can create blocks. For example, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., emails and follow ups. 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., 11:30 a.m., client work. 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., a meeting. 2 p.m. to 3:30, project work. Okay, you can really divide it. Now, when you open your calendar, you can actually see what your day is supposed to look like. Now, I'm giving you the most important rule. I don't want you to fill your calendar 100%. Why? Because life happens. Things happen. Meetings run late. Someone's calling. Sometimes we cannot control everything. Something takes longer than you expected. You leave space between things so you can choose. You can manage with these unexpected situations. A good calendar is not a calendar that look perfectly full. It's a calendar that you can actually follow. And that's where time management starts. Before you worry about productivity, complicated systems, or you're trying to do more and more, I want you to learn to see your time, understand how much you actually have, and decide where it's going before the day starts. So, I want you to take 5 minutes. I want you to open tomorrow. I want you to look at what's already there. I want you to figure out how much time do you actually have and block the time for the things that actually matters. That was part one. Once you're ready, part two is waiting for you.